He walked in slowly, not because of pain, but because of shame. His name was Michael. He was 66 years old, recently retired, married for 38 years. He had once been a confident man. But that version of him had quietly disappeared. Michael looked me straight in the eye and said, "Doc, I've tried everything. Blue pills, hormone patches, even herbal junk my nephew sent from the internet. Nothing works anymore. I think I'm done. Maybe this is just how it ends for men like me." His words were calm, but his eyes were exhausted. He wasn't just talking about sex. He was mourning a part of himself. And I didn't argue, because I'd heard it before. From hundreds of men just like him. Men who still loved their wives, still wanted connection, still had desire, but couldn't get their body to follow. I sat down across from him and said something simple. "Michael, what if you gave me just 10 minutes a day? No pills, no injections, just movement. Quiet, precise movement." He raised an eyebrow. "Like yoga?" "Not quite," I smiled. "More like training the one muscle you've been ignoring your whole life." He thought his manhood was gone forever, until I asked him to do 10 minutes a day. What followed changed everything. Not overnight, but slowly, consistently. Day by day his body began to respond again. Not because he took a new drug, but because he started using the right muscles in the right way. He reclaimed something that no prescription could ever offer: control. That's why I'm making this video. Because if you're over 60 and feel like you've lost it, you haven't. You may have just stopped activating the part of you that makes erections possible, naturally. And that's exactly what we're going to fix today. In the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you the best exercises I've given to hundreds of my patients. These are simple at-home routines. They don't require weights or gym memberships or even flexibility. They're backed by anatomy, proven by science, and most importantly, they've been tested by real men in your exact situation. You'll learn how to train your pelvic floor to improve erection control, how to boost blood flow to the groin without raising your blood pressure, and how to calm your nervous system so your body can perform when your mind is ready. This isn't a motivational talk. This is a plan. A real, repeatable method to restore confidence, intimacy, and function, without relying on pills that come with side effects and limitations. Because what most men need isn't more testosterone. It's more awareness of the muscles that support their manhood. So if you're tired of frustration, if you've quietly given up, if you miss the man you used to be, stay with me. There's a way back. And it starts with 10 minutes a day. Leave your questions in the comments. Like and share this video if you're looking for a natural path back to your full potential. And now let's begin. Pelvic floor exercises, the foundation of erection control. Let's start with the most overlooked muscle in a man's body, the pelvic floor. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. Most men haven't. Even doctors used to ignore it when talking about sexual health. But here's the truth. This group of deep muscles sitting quietly between your pubic bone and tailbone is the key to controlling erections, improving stamina, and preventing premature ejaculation. And the best part? You can train it without equipment, without pain, and without anyone even knowing. Let me take you back to a patient of mine. Jim, age 71, a retired mechanic. He came in frustrated that he couldn't keep it up during intimacy. He said, "Doc, I can get started. But halfway through it's like my body gives up." And I hate that look on her face. He had normal testosterone, decent blood pressure. He even walked 2 miles a day. But what he didn't have was muscle control. I explained to him that his pelvic floor was like a valve, responsible for locking in blood, controlling timing, and sustaining pressure in the penis. Once he started strengthening it, the change was dramatic. Let's get practical. Here's how you identify the right muscle. The easiest way? Next time you urinate, try to stop the flow midstream. That contraction, that internal squeeze, is your pelvic floor. Do not make a habit of stopping urination daily, That's just a test. Once you've located it, you can train it separately. Beginner Kegel routine: lying down. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, contract your pelvic floor muscles like you're trying to lift your testicles slightly or stop a fart. Hold for 3 seconds, then release for 3 seconds. Repeat 10 times. That's 1 set. Start with 3 sets per day. If you feel your abs, thighs, or butt tightening, you're doing too much. The movement should feel subtle and focused. Once you're confident, move to intermediate Kegel, sitting or standing. Sit tall or stand relaxed. Contract and hold the pelvic floor for 5 seconds. Breathe normally during the hold. Relax for 5 seconds. Repeat 10 to 15 times. You can do this while brushing your teeth, during commercials, or even in traffic. The key is consistency, not intensity. Now let's level up. Advanced variation: Kegel with glutes. Do the same pelvic floor contraction. Simultaneously squeeze your glutes but muscles. Hold both for 5 seconds. Release gently. Repeat 10 reps. Why the glutes? Because they support pelvic stability and blood circulation. I often tell my older patients, if your butt's asleep, your penis is probably tired too. That always gets a laugh, but it's true. How long before you see results? Most men feel a difference in 3 to 4 weeks. Not always full erections, but improved control, stronger sensation, and greater awareness of arousal timing. By 8 weeks, many report fewer failures, less performance anxiety, and more confidence in bed. But only if they stay consistent. 10 minutes a day. That's it. No side effects. No prescriptions. Just showing up for yourself. Quietly, daily, privately. And here's the emotional shift. I remember one man, Charles, 68, who said, "For the first time in years, I wasn't afraid to initiate. I knew I could last." That changed everything in our marriage. Because what men need isn't just a physical fix. They need the return of self-trust. Let me address some common mistakes I see. Mistake 1, over-tightening. This isn't a weightlifting contest. Straining too hard will cause fatigue and reduce blood flow. Gentle is better. Mistake 2, holding your breath. Always breathe naturally. If you're gasping or turning red, you're doing it wrong. Mistake 3, giving up after a week. Your pelvic muscles didn't weaken overnight. They won't rebuild overnight either. Trust the process. Track your progress. And don't chase perfection, chase consistency. This is the sentence I want you to remember. It wasn't a pill that changed his sex life. It was clenching the right muscle every morning. And you can start today. Right now. While you're watching this. Sitting in your chair. Just try that subtle lift. Hold. And breathe. That's step 1. You've already begun. In the next part, I'll show you how to improve blood flow through targeted movements, so your erection doesn't just last longer, it starts stronger. Blood flow boosting exercises for harder erections. In the last section, we focused on the pelvic floor, the internal foundation of sexual control. But there's another critical piece to the erection puzzle: circulation. Without blood flow, nothing happens. No matter how strong your pelvic muscles are. No matter how much desire you feel. If blood can't reach your penis, or stay there, you won't get or maintain an erection. And that's why this section matters so much. Because many men over 60 aren't dealing with low testosterone. They're dealing with restricted blood flow to the groin, often due to sedentary habits, weak lower body muscles, or tight hip joints. Let me tell you about Paul. He was 70, a former truck driver, still married, still interested in sex. But his erections were inconsistent. Sometimes okay, often disappointing. He walked a little, didn't smoke, and ate decently. But when we measured circulation in his lower pelvis, it was poor. Not because of heart disease, but because his glutes, thighs, and hips were weak and tight. I gave him a set of exercises, no gym, no machines. Within 5 weeks, he reported firmer morning erections and fewer failures. His words still stick with me. I didn't need more desire, I needed more blood in the right place. Let's get specific. Here are 4 blood flow boosting exercises I give to most men over 60. These are low impact, easy to learn, and safe for your joints. 1. Glute bridge hip raise. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat. Engage your glutes and slowly lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold for 3 seconds. Lower down. Do 10 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 sets. Why it works? This activates the glutes and stretches the hip flexors, opening blood pathways to the penis. 2. Slow squats, body weight only. Stand with feet shoulder width apart. Lower slowly as if sitting in a chair, keeping knees behind toes. Go only as low as comfortable. Rise slowly. Do 10 reps at a slow pace. 2 sets. Why it works? Squats boost lower body strength, improve insulin sensitivity, and enhance blood flow to pelvic arteries. Start shallow. Go deeper over time. 3. Walking lunges, assisted if needed. Step forward with one foot, lowering until both knees are at 90 degrees. Push back to standing and repeat on the other leg. Use a wall or chair for balance if needed. Do 8 steps per leg. 1 to 2 sets. Why it works? Lunges activate glutes, quads, and hamstrings, all tied to groin circulation and erection stability. 4. Knee to chest stretch. Lie flat. Pull one knee to your chest, hold for 20 seconds. Switch legs. Do 2 to 3 reps each side. Breathe deeply throughout. Why it works? This stretch relieves pelvic tension and allows better nerve and blood function. Now here's something many men overlook. Breathing. Shallow breathing limits oxygen to your pelvic region. So during each of these exercises, focus on slow, deep breaths, especially on the exertion phase. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift or squeeze. Your blood vessels will thank you. Let's talk consistency. These exercises aren't meant to be exhausting. They're meant to stimulate targeted blood flow to the one area that matters most. Start with just 10 minutes 4 times per week. Rotate the exercises if needed. Even just glute bridges and knee stretches can make a difference. And if you already walk daily, excellent. But walking alone isn't enough. You must activate and stretch the muscles that directly support sexual function. Another benefit? Reduced lower back pain. Better sleep. More energy. Because when blood moves, life moves. Let me add this. If you're on blood pressure medications or heart pills, talk to your doctor before starting. But for most men, these movements are safer than sitting all day, which is what's really killing your circulation. I once had a 74-year-old man tell me, "I thought my legs were tired from age. Turns out they were just stiff from sitting too long." We changed his routine. He went from limping through the day to waking up hard again. No prescription, just movement. Let me address a few questions I get often. Will this fix my ED completely? It depends. If your issue is mostly blood flow related, yes, this can help dramatically. But it's not a magic bullet, it's a long-term solution. I have knee pain. Can I still do these? Yes. Use assisted squats or avoid lunges. Stick with glute bridges and stretching. You'll still benefit. Do I need a gym? No. Just space to lie down and stand up. That's it. This is the sentence I want you to remember. He didn't need more desire, he needed more blood in the right place. And the same might be true for you. If you've struggled with inconsistent erections, if pills only half work, if you've been told it's just aging, then I challenge you to move. 10 minutes a day. Feel the change. Because blood flow is life. And your manhood still deserves life. Next, we'll go even deeper, literally. I'll teach you how to calm your nervous system and activate hormonal recovery, using breath, posture, and the mind-body link that science has only recently begun to understand. Neural control and hormonal recovery exercises. So far, you've strengthened your pelvic floor. You've boosted blood flow through key muscle movements. But now we enter the third and final piece of the puzzle, and it's the most overlooked. Your nervous system and hormonal recovery. Because even if your muscles are strong, even if your circulation is good, if your brain is tense, your hormones are suppressed, and your stress is unchecked, your erections will still fail you. Let me explain why. Erections are not just physical events. They're neurological responses. They start in your brain, not in your pants. When you feel relaxed, safe, connected, your brain sends a signal to your spinal cord and pelvis. It's time. Blood flows. Muscles activate. The body responds. But when you're anxious, tired, or under pressure, that signal gets blocked. Your body enters sympathetic mode, fight or flight. And erections don't happen during fight or flight. They require the opposite, parasympathetic calm, rest and arousal. Now combine that with what happens after 60. Your testosterone starts to decline. But not just because of age. Because of poor sleep, high cortisol, and lack of deep rest. Testosterone is produced mostly at night, during deep sleep, when the body is fully relaxed. So if you're not sleeping well, if your mind is racing, if your body never fully lets go, you're missing the key window when hormones are naturally restored. This is where the third set of exercises comes in. These movements aren't about strength. They're about regulation. Helping your nervous system reset, your brain rewire, and your body remember what arousal feels like, without fear. Let me introduce you to 3 powerful tools. 1. The 4-7-8 breathing technique. Sit or lie comfortably. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat 4 to 6 times twice a day. This activates the vagus nerve, shifts your body into parasympathetic mode, and lowers stress hormones. I often recommend this before bed, or even before intimacy. It quiets the inner noise so your body can respond freely. 2. Supine spinal twist stretch, lower back nerve release. Lie flat on your back. Bring your right knee across your body to the left side. Keep your right shoulder on the floor. Hold for 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Why this works? This gentle spinal twist stretches the lower back and pelvic nerves, where many sexual nerves are located. It also decompresses the lumbar spine and reduces tension that blocks arousal signals. 3. Guided sensory meditation, body-mind connection. This may sound soft, but stay with me. Many men with ED are stuck in their heads. They're constantly monitoring themselves. Am I hard enough? Is she noticing? Will I fail again? This self-surveillance kills arousal. Here's a simple practice. Sit or lie down. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your body, starting from your toes, slowly moving up. When you reach the pelvis, imagine warmth, heaviness, and blood filling that area. Stay there for 2 minutes just feeling. Do this daily for 2 weeks. It's not about fantasy. It's about retraining your brain to connect with your body without fear. Let me share a story. Edward, 65, was a former executive. Always in control, always thinking. He came to me after failing with both pills and pumps. I gave him the physical exercises, yes. But I also gave him the breathing and meditation routine. 2 months later, he returned and said something I'll never forget. Doc, I didn't just get an erection. I enjoyed it. I was there, present. I wasn't thinking. I was feeling. That's when I realized, the more he calmed his mind, the harder he became. Now let's talk testosterone. The best way to support hormone recovery naturally? Sleep 7 to 8 hours in total darkness. Avoid eating heavy meals after 8 p.m. Do light movement daily, which you're already doing now. And most importantly, manage stress. These nervous system exercises do exactly that. They lower cortisol. They improve sleep quality. They let your testosterone do its job, quietly overnight. Let me give you a sample evening routine. 7 p.m., light walk. 8 p.m., avoid screens. 9 p.m., 4-7-8 breathing times 4 rounds. 9-10 p.m., supine spinal twist. 9:20 p.m., guided pelvic meditation, 2 to 3 minutes. 9:30 p.m., lights off. Do this for 10 days and see how your mornings feel. Most men report deeper sleep, stronger morning erections, and reduced anxiety around intimacy. Let me be clear. You're not broken. You're just disconnected. And this routine reconnects you, physically, mentally, hormonally. You don't need a therapist. You don't need another supplement. You just need to show up, every evening, for yourself. Here's what I tell my patients when they say it's too late. If your brain still remembers pleasure, if your heart still wants connection, then your body can still respond, if you teach it how to relax. This is what I want you to remember. The more he calmed his mind, the harder he became. And that can be true for you too. Start with your breath. Add gentle movement. Reconnect your brain and body. Because real intimacy doesn't come from tension, it comes from peace. In the next and final part, I'll wrap everything together. We'll review the full system and I'll share one last story that might stay with you forever. Your body still remembers how to be a man, you just stopped reminding it. We've covered a lot in this video. You've learned that erections are not just about testosterone, not just about pills or desire, but about systems working together, muscles, blood flow, nerves, and hormones. And the truth is, most men don't need a miracle. They need a plan. A way back to their bodies. A way back to confidence. A way back to their partners, and to themselves. Let's recap. You started by activating your pelvic floor, the silent muscle that controls flow, pressure, and timing. You strengthened your legs and hips, the engines that pump blood where it matters. You breathed deeply, stretched purposefully, and trained your brain to reconnect with your body, calmly, confidently. No medication. No surgeries. Just 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes of saying to your body, I haven't forgotten you. And maybe that's what today was really about. Not about getting hard, but about becoming whole again. Because when a man feels connected to his body, when he feels capable, not just physically but emotionally, that's when real intimacy returns. I'll leave you with a final story. A man named Frank came to me at 73. He had all but given up. His wife had passed 5 years earlier. He said, Doc, I'm not trying to impress anyone. I just want to feel like a man again, for me. We started small. Kegels, light bridges, breathing. 2 months in, he came back smiling. He said, I wake up with purpose now, not because of someone else, but because I feel something again. That's when I realized, your body still remembers how to be a man, you just stopped reminding it. So today I'm asking you, what if you gave yourself those 10 minutes? No pressure, no shame, just movement, breath, intention. You might be surprised at what returns, not just in your body but in your spirit. Drop a comment if this resonated. Like and share this with a friend who might need hope more than he admits. And subscribe if you want more real, honest, practical solutions from someone who's been walking this journey with men like you for over 30 years. Your story isn't over. Let's keep writing it, one breath, one rep, one day at a time.